Hey you guys, welcome back. If you guys are new here, my name is Lauren. I am a nurse and I love reviewing skincare, trying out skincare, but especially science-backed skincare. I love researching the data behind skincare, researching ingredients, and I think that's why I love Paula's Choice so much. I cannot get enough of this skincare brand. So today's gonna be hits and misses from Paula's Choice. Lots of star products that we're gonna talk about here today, but I do have some misses. I mean, you know, not all skincare is gonna work for everybody. So I can't wait to dive into this review. Let me know down below your faves and fails from Paula's Choice. This review has been on my to-do list for so long. I just wanted to make sure that I really highlighted the really good products and the big misses that I had, because you could talk about Paula's Choice all day. She has a huge line, and I love the brand. I love that their brand is education focused. If you look on their website, they have this huge ingredient dictionary, so I really appreciate that. I appreciate that all their products are fragrance free. Just so many positives about the brand. I cannot get enough. I will say the one negative, has anybody noticed their prices have skyrocketed? I mean, not skyrocketed, we're not talking like La Mer prices or anything, but over the last few years I definitely noticed a jump in price. I don't know if that's just me, but they do offer sales all the time, and I did see that their moisturizers are now 20% off. So yeah, they do always offer discounts, and there's just such a big variety, whether or not you have oily skin, dry skin like I have, or acne prone skin. Such a big variety of products on their website for so many different skin types. So excited about this review, lots of products to get through, so we'll just go ahead and get right into it. So we'll start off with the good products first. These are my hits from the brand, my favorites, the products that I cannot get enough of. This first product is really what got me to fall in love with the brand. I just knew I had to have pretty much like every single thing in this Resist line, but this is the Resist Intensive Repair Cream. This is for very dry or dry skin. This does have retinol in here. I have to say, this is one of the most buttery, just occlusive moisturizers I've ever tried. And I love that I get that like silky emollient consistency, and I still get those active ingredients in here. This does have retinol. Now it's a low percent of retinol, it's only a 0.01%, but it's still enough to do the job. I do get some tingling from this, and I noticed such a glow the next day after using this. I can definitely tell that I'm getting some resurfacing from that retinol, and I loved incorporating this at the end of my routine. You know, I was able to get some actives from it with the retinol, and there's also some other great ingredients in here. This has peptides in here, ceramides, great for repairing the skin's barrier, plumping out the skin, moisturizing the skin, niacinamide, a great brightener, and then we have licorice root, another great brightener, also green tea, another antioxidant that's going to brighten the skin, and then third on the ingredient list is jojoba seed oil. So I think that silky texture lends itself to the I think I'm saying that wrong. Jojoba, I think is how you pronounce it. In Philly, we tend to drop syllables in our words. You know, we say crayon instead of crayon. I don't know if anybody else does this around the world, but yeah, that's just what we do here in Philly. But yeah, I think it is jojoba. But it just made me discover just that world of facial oils after using this, because I really noticed that my skin liked that emollient texture, that silkiness. It's super hydrating, it's pretty heavy. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin, it absorbs quickly, but just as a warning, if you have oily skin, you might not get along with this, but I don't know, I love that thick, occlusive nature, and it feels so good on the skin, and I just love the smoothness that I got from this. Now this is the older packaging, but it is the same product. You'll see that the same ingredients are contained in the new packaging. But yeah, I just love this moisturizer. It made me fall in love with the brand. This was I think one of my first products I purchased from them. A product that I did get from PR, there's two products in here that I received in PR, the BHA toner and then also the Peptide Booster. We'll talk about this later, but first I wanted to mention the 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. This has salicylic acid in here. Really short, simple ingredient list. Not a lot of fluff in here. There's obviously no fragrance. I appreciate that in Paula's Choice that she leaves out fragrance in all her products, so you don't have to worry about any extra irritants. But there's literally like 8 ingredients in here. Propanediol is the second ingredient, which is going to be a nice soother on the skin, and actually is a nice moisturizing ingredient as well. I feel like it's really hard to find a salicylic acid treatment that actually moisturizes the skin. There's also green tea in here, and then obviously you have your salicylic acid. So what I love about this really smooths out the skin, improves texture, and makes your pores look smaller. Now nothing's going to really shrink your pores, but because it declogs them, it just kind of minimizes the appearance of them, and it really just decreased the texture. It smoothed out my skin, especially around like right underneath my nostrils around here. I definitely have more texture from larger pores and just clogged areas. This opens everything up, it degunks everything, it resurfaces the skin without irritating it. I actually almost gave up on salicylic acid because of the Ordinary salicylic acid. The Ordinary is another one of my favorite skincare brands, but oh my gosh, their salicylic acid literally burned my skin. I got these red patchy areas right where I applied it, and I only spot treated from it. It was really intense and too strong for my skin. But this salicylic is super gentle, it's moisturizing at the same time, and it really does smooth out the skin. Now, a BHA gets deeper into the skin, deeper into the pores more than an AHA will. So maybe if you've been using an AHA and haven't had success with it, maybe you still want to see more smoothness, give a BHA a try, especially if you deal with texture from enlarged pores. This is just amazing. I only really use it maybe once a week, and I will use it if I have a breakout as well, and I definitely feel like it helps shrink that breakout, and it's just really soothing, but at the same time it treats the breakout, it treats the redness, and it just knocks out that bacteria. It's just an amazing universal product. It's so great. It's one of my favorites. I can see why it's a cult favorite from Paula's Choice, because it's just, it has so many uses, and it could work for so many different skin types. So love this one. And then next up, oh my gosh, her cleanser. This is my new favorite cleanser, hands down. So this is from the Resist line also. This is the Optimal Results Hydrating Cleanser. This is like this most luxurious cold cream. Remember, like, a la, I don't know, maybe 1992. I feel like Pond's cold cream was huge back then. It's Pond's cold cream, but in, I don't know, a high-end way, if that makes sense, but not with the high-end price tag. This just has the most rich texture, and it annihilates makeup. It gets all your makeup off, but it's still really moisturizing on the skin, but it's not oily at all. So maybe if you find oil cleansers or oil balms too heavy for you, too greasy, try this out, because you get that creaminess and you still get that like silky velvety texture, and it just gets off all your makeup. It's moisturizing, but it still cleans off the skin with no residue, and I think that's why I fell in love with this. Every time I've used a creamy cleanser, I love a cream cleanser because of my dry skin, but they just don't feel like they're cleaning my skin. You don't get that refreshing feel, but this gives your skin that like coolness, that soothing feel, the freshness. It just makes your skin feel clean without being stripped, which I feel like is so important in a cleanser. It's so satisfying. I just love this so much. So many great ingredients in here as well. So you have green tea, which, I mean, it's an antioxidant. You're essentially washing it right off your skin, but I appreciate the extra addition in here. Just really gentle cleansers, nice soothing agents, and moisturizing ingredients in here. Awesome, awesome product by Paula's Choice, one of my favorites. And then next up is hands down my new favorite moisturizer. I cannot get enough of this. I never want to be without this. I will forever repurchase this. This is the Moisture Boost Hydrating Treatment Cream. This is for normal to dry skin. This is one of the few products from Paula's Choice that are still in this older packaging, but I recently became interested in this because I was researching a lot of their moisturizers, and I noticed in a lot of the other moisturizer reviews, people were asking for this moisturizer to be restocked. I guess apparently it was discontinued a couple of times, and everybody requests it back because it's that good. So I became very intrigued, and finally when it was restocked, I went ahead and jumped on it, and I can see why the reviews are so great on this. So this is basically, it's a simple moisturizer with great ingredients that are, it's non-irritating. It seals all your active ingredients in. It feels so like rich on the skin and just so moisturizing without being heavy. So many great things in here. There is jojoba seed oil is also high up on the ingredient list in this one as well. I noticed that that's common among a lot of her moisturizers, just like the Resist Retinol Moisture Cream. There's also sodium hyaluronate in here, ceramides to help repair the skin's barrier. You just get that instant hydration from this, that instant moisture, hydration, satisfaction. The next day your skin just feels so moisturized, so bouncy and supple, and just you feel that elasticity in your skin. It's so great. And I love this because it's great to seal in all those active ingredients, a great topper for any other serums, and it doesn't pill or flake, so it's a great layering moisturizer. I just love this. And it has 2 mLs of product in here, 2 mLs, 2 fluid ounces in here. I love the packaging. It's great for travel, a nice little squeezy tube. Yeah, it's an amazing moisturizer. This is gonna be one of my favorites. I love it. I'm glad I listened to the reviews. It's so rich on the skin and moisturizing. Even if you have oily skin, I would argue that this wouldn't be too heavy for you. It's not going to give you that greasy feel, but keep in mind it does have the jojoba in here. So, but it is just so moisturizing. I love this. The reviews were definitely right on point with this one. The hype is real. So this one is one of my favorites as well. All right, last but not least, another huge hit for me from Paula's Choice is the 1% retinol treatment. This has peptides in here. There's also a vitamin C derivative. So it's nice that you're gonna get those other extra plumpers and extra brightener. I have to say, I have yet to use a retinol that has given me results this quickly. So I initially, the first week I used this, I only really used this once a week. I did use it twice in 1 week and that was just way too much. I did get some irritating side effects when I did that. Once a week is definitely enough for someone that's just getting into retinols. But literally the second day after using this, the day I woke up after using it for the first time, I had the most velvety, smoothest skin I've had in the longest time, like baby soft skin. And I thought like, okay, maybe it's, you know, the extra peptides that are in here. And it does have that like soothing, really moisturizing feel. It has a really buttery consistency for being a retinol treatment, which I really like. Like maybe, okay, maybe it's just the extra moisture, the peptides where I'm getting the plumping. But within the next couple of weeks, I started more and more to notice the brightness, the extra lightening in my sunspots. And I'm telling you what, everything I've tried when it comes to lactic acid, glycolic acid, azelaic acid, these things have lightened my sunspots, but I feel like not as quickly as this retinol treatment has. And my fine lines and wrinkles really start to diminish. So I'm starting to get more crinkles on the side of my eye. I notice smoothness there, and then also like around my nose, smoothness here. I just noticed extra, just the texture improving in my skin and the overall just brightness in my skin. It looks healthier, it looks younger. I would say maybe within the next, maybe 3 days after using this, you see the peeling starting to occur. You see that resurfacing of your skin. You'll notice when you're putting on your foundation, you have a little bit more flakiness. I definitely noticed it more within the first 2 weeks I used it. My skin's definitely getting used to it a little bit more now, but I still see that peeling, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I think it's kind of satisfying. You actually physically see your skin regenerating, and it's nothing that can't be fixed from a heavy-duty moisturizer. So I think that's pretty cool. And there's actually been studies to compare a 1% retinol treatment to retinoic acid, and they say the 1% concentration can be as effective as the prescription retinoic acid. So I think that's pretty cool, and the fact that you're actually seeing the peeling is so satisfying. Now make sure obviously to wear your SPF after using this. The next day my skin is always super sensitive. It doesn't look red, but I definitely get some stinging, especially when I'm applying like a chemical SPF. I feel more of that irritation, but I've never gotten that like red inflammatory look on my skin. I just notice that extra flakiness when I'm putting foundation on. So just keep that in mind. If you're not a fan of those peely side effects, then you might not get along with this, but I don't know, I think it was pretty cool to see this. It makes me feel like it's like a prescription retinoic acid, like I'm getting those same benefits, and I really feel like I'm noticing nice smoothing in my skin, and I'm getting that anti-aging action. So I'm so excited about this. It makes me not feel like I need to go run to a derm for a prescription retinoid. So I think this is a pretty cool product. It's so effective. All right, so getting into the misses for me. This is not quite a miss, but this is gonna, I'm kind of neutral on this product. There's things about this I like, some things about this I don't like. But I wanted to include this because I know a lot of people love this, and there's definitely some great things about this SPF. But the Resist Paula's Choice Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid, the broad spectrum SPF of 50. So what I like about this has an awesome texture. It's so lightweight. You'll see that it's really runny. I can see why they call it a fluid, because it's like that a milky serum consistency. It absorbs into the skin really nicely, but you will get that tacky kind of tight feel. It's not super moisturizing, but it's kind of cool because it does give your skin that dewy look without the white cast. This is an all chemical SPF, so keep that in mind if you're not a fan of the chemical SPF. I like the dewiness, I like the full SPF protection from this, but I just don't like that heavy, sticky, kind of tacky feel from this. But it does work really nicely underneath foundation. So if you're looking for something that's nice and thin under foundation. I think you would like this. The reviews on this are actually pretty good, so this is why I kind of put in the middle. There's pros and cons for me. It's a little sticky, a little bit heavy, but it does give your skin a nice sheen, which I appreciate. But there's some really nice ingredients in here, like tocopherol, which is your vitamin E. You have grapeseed extract, also green tea, oat bran extract, so you get your soother. So goji fruit, another antioxidant. I like how a lot of Paula's Choice has a lot of antioxidant containing SPFs, so you get that extra free radical protection during the day. So nice things in here. Obviously we're fragrance free. It's thin. It just has that like sticky feel. So yeah, I'm kind of neutral with this one. All right, so getting into my fails. Let's continue on the SPF train, shall we? This Paula'S Choice Essential Glow Moisturizer. This is in the SPF of 30. I've heard a lot of people rave about this, which is why I picked it up, but I don't know, maybe it's my skin type. Like I said, my skin is on the drier side. This feels just drying on the skin and so heavy. Much more heavy than this liquid does. It just leaves this like heavy film on the skin. It feels tight. It almost feels like you have like a facial mask on. And I just don't like the shade of this. So it does leave a dull looking white cast. If you can see the color of it, it's almost like a cooler ashy toned color, a little bit more on the pinky side. So it just makes your skin kind of like sallow looking and like sickly. Now it does give a pretty sheen. I do like the glow, but you can see that cast. Let's get more of like a icy toned illumination. You can see the glow, so it's pretty on the skin, but it just feels way too heavy, way too thick. There's a ton of antioxidants here, which I think is pretty cool. There's actually 12 antioxidants in here, so you're, again, with that antioxidant protection. There's licorice roots. You're going to get some brightening in here, and it's an all mineral SPF. So definitely some pros in here if you're a fan of the mineral SPFs. You're not going to get any like stinging or burning that you would from a chemical SPFs, but you kind of have that trade-off. You might get that heavier feel because of that mineral sunscreen. I just did not like that cast. It's a little unflattering, and just the heaviness. It just feels way too heavy on the skin, and it looks really flaky underneath makeup. You definitely see more visible texture, and it just enhances things on your face that you don't want enhanced. So yeah, not really a fan of this one. And then another miss for me is this 10% AHA serum. This is the Resist Advanced Smoothing Treatment. This has lactic acid in here, glycolic acid, and malic acids. So it's essentially an AHA blend. It is a 10% strength, but I have a feeling that's why I didn't really see results from this. So I wanted to start using this way before the retinol treatment because I knew I would see pretty quick results with this. So I wanted to give this a fair shot on its own, and I saw no difference with this. I did get that tingle from it, so you knew it was maybe breaking down those dead skin cells on the top layer of your skin, but I just never saw the glowiness from this. My skin the next day would look a little brighter maybe. You saw a little bit of exfoliation, but I was not seeing any kind of like mind-blowing results from this, and this is an expensive product. So I just do not think this is worth it. You only get 1 fluid ounce in here, and I've already gone through this really quickly. It feels super light. I think I only have like about, I don't know, maybe 10% left in here. The dropper isn't the best. You don't get a ton of fluid, so you end up having to go back in like maybe like 5 times to get, maybe not 5 times, that's probably an exaggeration, maybe like 3 times to get enough serum on your face. So you do go through this pretty quickly. It's expensive, and I just think the strength isn't there. I didn't feel like this was adding anything to my routine. My skin essentially looked the same the next day. So I just don't think this is worth the money. And like I said, you only get 1 fluid ounce in here. Yeah, just not a fan of this. I don't think it's worth the money. All right, and last but not least, another product I really don't think is worth the money from Paula'S Choice. This is their Peptide Booster. First of all, you only get 0.67 fluid ounces in here. The packaging definitely fools you because it does look almost as big as an ordinary bottle. I don't have any ordinary products in front of me, but it does look like you're getting a full 1.7 in here, but nope, not so much. I don't know if this packaging is really thick, if the jar is thick, but there's barely anything in here. I flew through this and I didn't see any changes with my skin. There's some promising studies that show that peptides could have a collagen building capability. They have to get deep into your deep layers of your skin to do that. It's hard to say if they are, but there are some promising things out there. but I feel like you can get this serum for so much less money from The Ordinary. Their buffet serum, I'll link it down below. It is one of my most favorite plumping serums out there. It's only 15 bucks. It has a ton of peptides in there, and it really plumps out the skin. It makes your skin just really bouncy and smooth and just plumps everything out. Now they do kind of tout the fact that this does have 7 peptides in here, so you're getting a concentrated serum, but this is one case where I don't think the ingredients really speak for themselves. Usually you can look at an ingredient list and be like, okay, yeah, that's worth the money, but I just did not see the results with this. I didn't get the plumpness, the moisturizing factor. I didn't get that dewy look. Usually peptides really plump out the skin and make your skin look and feel really moisturized, but this didn't really do that, and actually didn't soothe my skin either. If anything, sometimes I feel a tingle from this. I don't know where that comes from, but yeah, I just don't think these boosters are worth the money. They have a niacinamide booster as well with, I think, the same amount of product. I know a lot of people love the vitamin C one. Let me know if you guys have tried any of their boosters, if there's any that you really like. So yeah, I didn't see results from this, and I just don't think it's worth the money. But as you guys heard, I really only had 3 big misses from the brand. Everything else has been standouts from them. They're one of my favorites. I can't get enough. Let me know the products from Paula's Choice that you guys know and love. What is like your holy grail product from them? Any misses from them that you've tried that you guys think we should stay away from? Let me know as well. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you again for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see from me. Are there any other skincare brand reviews that you want to see? Let me know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Paula's Choice Hits and Misses video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.